Good morning to one and all. Today we will discuss the topic Mendelian disorders. In the Mendelian disorders of two types. Mendelian disorders are two types. The Mendelian disorders can be gene alterations, that is single gene alteration, or chromosomal alteration. The chromosomal alteration. So, when we try to understand the gene alterations in the Mendelian disorders, we can see the diseases like hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, thalassemia, phenylketonuria, and sickle cell anemia. So, the diseases can be hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, thalassemia, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia. So, in the single gene analysis can be autosomal, sex-linked, recessive or autosomal dominant, sex-linked or autosomal without sex link. So these are the general possibilities of this sex-linked or non-sex-linked genetical disorders can be studied by pedigree analysis. So here chromosomal alterations, if you see trisomy 21, KFCM47, so these are the three types of sex-linked disorders what we are going to study. So here, when you talk about the hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive trait where generally males are affected. Color blindness is a condition of sex-linked recessive trait also, this is also belongs to the sex linked recessive trait where females are almost not colorblind, not color blind, not color blind, and generally 50% of the males are color blind because of sex linked, and it is male to male father, that type of characteristics which are forwarded to the next generation as a color blind can be because of Y chromosome linked characters and cystic fibrosis. Many of you able to see three colors. If anyone is finding, can see that there are three colors underlined with three different colors of the same type which are reversed, and this color blindness is because of sex linked recessive trait. Sex-linked recessive trait. So here, assume that this is the mother. Mother is a carrier, and mother is married to your father, and father is normal. Father is normal. Here C indicates carrier, N indicates normal, N indicates normal, C indicates, and they have got a four childs where two are males, two are males, where one is completely he is a color blind. He is a color blind. Anyone can be, that is 50% of the persons who are born that are generally males can be colorblind if the mother is a carrier. And these are two carriers, and they have been married to a colorblind person. In this particular case, the daughter can be also colorblind, and 100% of the population, mostly the male population, can be colorblind also. So if mother is a carrier, father is also a colorblind person, then the female can be a color blind person. And generally in the colorblind person, males are 8% possibilities colorblind, and in the case of females 0.4% can be colorblind. So generally 50%, if mother is a carrier and father is a normal person, there is a chance of 50% of the males becoming colorblind. And if the mother is a carrier and married to a colorblind person, the female can be also a possibility of colorblind in the case of, as it is a sex-linked recessive trait. It is a sex-linked recessive trait. Sex-linked recessive trait because males contain only one X chromosome and it is X-linked recessive. This is X-linked recessive trait. And these persons are unable to identify the difference between red and green color cones are altered because of red and green color cones are altered because of gene alteration and blue color cones without change, blue color without change. So coming on to the hemophilia. Hemophilia is also a type of sex-linked recessive. Hemophilia is also a sex-linked recessive type. In this, okay, the possibility of female becoming hemophilia is very rare. Means like color blindness, this is also a sex-linked recessive trait where recessive genes are responsible. As a result, female becoming hemophilic is approximately not possible or almost nil. But in this particular case, so the example for this is Queen Victoria family. The pedigree analysis of Queen Victoria. She is a carrier of, Queen Victoria is a carrier of hemophilic gene. Hemophilic gene. So what is this hemophilic gene? Means also called as bleeder's disease. It is also called as bleeder's disease. So here blood coagulation is the major problem. Blood coagulation. Coming on to this blood coagulation factor, we have several factors, that is sites are responsible for blood coagulation. Thrombocytes are responsible for blood coagulation. So in this factor called Stewart factor, factor 9. So these are the Stewart factors. These two factors are responsible for blood coagulation. Those two factors are responsible for blood coagulation. So in this blood coagulation factor, in the bleeder's disease, generally any cut in the body leads to continuous bleeding. The bleeding should generally start from 30 seconds to 3 minutes maximum, but here no blood clotting at all. Why? This is because a cascade of proteins, will be present in this, responsible for blood coagulation. So these factors will be altered by the gene or completely absent. As a result, no bleeding will occur. And if we try to take one example for this, in the form of a flow chart. So a carrier mother is married. To a normal. A carrier mother is married to a normal person. Generally, as it is a sex-linked disorder, you can see that generally mothers will be carriers and the sons can be hemophilic. So here, most of the cases, all the sons are 50% of the sons. All the sons are 50% of the sons can be hemophilic. Here this is hemophilic. And this lady is married to a person who is hemophilic. The born females can be also 50% and 100% of 100% of the males and some of the so your female can be is hemophilic and both the sons can be hemophilic. So this is the possibility in the case of as it is a sex-linked recessive type. In this sex-linked recessive type, possibility of female becoming hemophilic is very rare or almost nil. And Queen Victoria family is the example for this hemophilic gene. And in this hemophilic gene, a cascade of proteins with factor 8 and factor 9 is responsible. This disease is also called as bleeder's disease. In this case, any cut on the body generally leads to the continuous bleeding. Generally, blood should stop between the 30 seconds to the 3 minutes maximum. But a cascade of proteins will be helpful in blood coagulation, will be responsible for, a cascade of proteins in the blood coagulation responsible for that, and blood will not clot. And generally if the female should be a hemophilic, means mother should be a carrier and the father should be completely hemophilic. Then only the possibility of the hemophilic gene, recessive gene inserting into the female, the 50% of the females can be blind and almost 100% of males are hemophilic. This is also a sex-linked recessive trait. Next one of the Mendelian disorders is sickle cell anemia. So you must be knowing sickle. Sickle means a iron body which is generally present in the houses for the purpose of cutting the grass. We will be using this sickle. This is called sickle. But a general normal RBC cell is, if you see from the iron, it will be having this structure is called round and biconcave. RBC structure is normally this. Normally RBC cell structure is this. Okay. So we will try to discuss this sickle cell anemia is a autosomal recessive trait disorder. The color blindness and the hemophilia are autosomal sex-linked disorders, but here it is an autosomal recessive trait disorder. So in this particular case, auto sickle cell anemia. So what happens is there is a specific gene responsible for normal RBC and there is a gene responsible for sickle cell. So in the patients, okay, on the particular chromosome, on the particular gene, you can see that during the recombination, law of dominance, So segregation, law of dominance supported by law of segregation. You can see that randomly the selection of gametes occur and the genes of these specific gametes are designated by at the time of spermatogenesis. So there are three phenotypes. Phenotype means external appearance. Genotype means internal gene arrangement. Phenotype means external appearance. Genotype means internal gene arrangement which expresses. So the gene phenotype is certain times. So assume that this is a mother and here this is a father. So assume that mother has given the genes like HB, hemoglobin autosome, and one more gene is HB. Yes, she is a carrier, and father is normal person, HbA, H hemoglobin autosome. So in this particular case, when the gene are raised, HbA, so plus HbA, so here no sickle cell anemia. HB yes, HbA. Here one is HB yes, HbA. So here also no chances of, because one dominant gene is already expressed. But when the same case, one more, if you take here mother HbA and HB yes. Father is also expressing HbA and father is also carrier for that Hb yes. The possibility of this is HbA. Here the possibility is HB yes, HbA. Here dominant is expressed, here no character feature. But when this gene is combined with so when the two recessive characters are expressed in a so the person can be hemophilic only when two recessive genes are expressed at a time where both parents are carriers, and when that is expressed, you can see that the round shaped gene, round shaped RBC will be elongated like a sickle cell shaped, and they are unable to carry so the gene is altered from when the sickle cell is shown here. The main character feature of this sickle cell is at the 6th position. 6th position, generally glutamine should be present, but The gene at the sixth position, the glutamine is replaced by valine. The glutamine is replaced by valine, and as a result that will affect the elongation of the cell. So as a result, in the place of GAG, CTC, that is replaced to GTG. As a result, A is replaced. Here A is replaced with So the alteration of the gene takes place in the instead of this one, it is replaced with this one. As a result of this replacement, you can see that the mRNA coding sequences change, and that lead to the change in the result, as a result of which the metabolic activities will be changed. The metabolic activities will be changed. Next one, phenylketonuria. This is generally an inborn metabolic disorder, means functional disorder, metabolic disorder, because of inborn metabolic disorder because of inherited autosomal recessive trait. Autosomal recessive trait. In this particular case, okay, here in the liver generally every time in the normal person, phenylalanine in the liver should be converted to tyrosine, normal person. But in the case of phenylketonuria patients are gene inherited, phenylalanine phenylalanine is accumulated, your phenylalanine is accumulated and converted into phenylpyruvic acid because of absence of phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is absent here, present, and this phenylalanine is passed out to urine, that is keto bodies are transferred to urine, and this phenylalanine generally accumulates in brain and other important body parts and leads to mental retardedness. As a result of leading to the mental retardedness, here the patient may die sometimes, after some time. And this phenylpyruvic acid is not absorbed by kidneys, so it is passed as urine, but it may lead to the mental retardedness and patient may die because of continuous accumulation. Next one is thalassemia. This is a type of autosomal recessive trait blood disease. So in this thalassemia patients, G11, G16 are most important because this thalassemia mutated genes are present. Mutated genes are present on this gene. So in these thalassemic patients, when you see on these thalassemic patients, when mother, carrier, father, unaffected, these are unaffected parents, and they produce these genes with thalassemia and autosome, and father produces and thalassemic. In this case, no disease. In this case, thalassemia, they can be thalassemic, and in this case So when the both parents of thalassemic unaffected carriers, so the chances of the baby becoming thalassemia thalassemic patient. In this particular case, there are three types of thalassemia: alpha thalassemia, beta thalassemia, and gamma thalassemia. These two are responsible for gene number 16 alteration. This is responsible for gene 11 alteration. Coming on to the thalassemia, there are two types of thalassemia. One is called as alpha thalassemia, that is alpha protein synthesizing problem, and this is beta protein synthesizing. So here generally the alpha thalassemia is present on the gene number 60, where it is responsible with two genes, that is hemoglobin autosome 1 gene and hemoglobin autosome beta 2. So when these two particular genes are altered, that leads to alpha thalassemia, but beta thalassemia is present on the gene number 16, and this is because of a single gene present under the HBB. When this gene is altered, that leads to the beta thalassemia. There is a few differences between the thalassemia and sickle cell anemia. So this is a quantitative synthesizing of the few globulin molecules. This is here it is qualitative synthesizing of globulin with defects. So this is a qualitative problem. This is a qualitative problem where the elongation takes place and the hemoglobin carriage will be affected. Here, because of the protein globulin molecule, the oxygen is also carried is less, and in this type of thalassemia, it may certain time leads to blood cancer or immature production or qualitative production. Production is okay, but the quality of that RBC after maturation will be problematic, or they will be immaturely died as a result, which is a generally autosomal recessive type blood disorder. This is observable disorder, but here it is a quantitative, it is a qualitative production of a few of them globulin chains are produced and they attain the shape of sickle cell. The protein, alpha protein synthesizing problem or beta protein, and this is because alpha is because of 16 and beta is because of gene level. Here beta is because of one gene and alpha is because of two genes on the gene number 16.